We have all died, rage quit, thrown controllers and still came back for more. Why? Because great enemy-felled screen satisfaction is the greatest win in our life. Today, I've brought 10 brutally hard, underrated games that don't just kill you, they humiliate you. I went through the pain so you don't have to, and I hope you enjoy the video. Ever wondered how it feels to grow old after every punch you miss? Well, Sifu makes sure you find out the hard way. In Sifu, every time you lose a fight, you get older. Sounds cool, right? Until you realize that with every gray hair, your health drops while your attacks get stronger. It's like nature mocking you in fast forward. The parry system here isn't optional, it's necessary. It's survival. You're forced to block attacks with perfect timing. No button mashing here. Miss it by half a second and you'll eat the floor. I still have nightmares about that nightclub fight. One wrong dodge, 5 years older instantly. Some players say it's unfair, but honestly, it's pure. It's not about spamming moves. It's about learning, adapting, and paying the price for your mistakes. And the best part? The beautiful art style and slick animations almost make the pain worth it. Sifu doesn't just beat you, it teaches you the kind of patience you didn't even know you needed. But hey, if growing old mid-fight sounds rough, just wait till you meet a game where death is just the warm-up ring. Imagine commanding a squad of souls, each with unique strengths, in a world where every decision could be your last. In Deathbound, you control a party of fallen warriors, seamlessly switching between them to adapt to the relentless challenges ahead. This mechanic adds depth to the combat, requiring strategic thinking and quick reflexes. However, critics have noted that while the concept is innovative, its execution can be inconsistent. According to Gamer Escape, the game lives up to its inspiration Dark Souls in style and difficulty, but also mentions that some of the combat mechanics are rough. Similarly, Godisa Geek points out that Deathbound feels like an early access game at times, with ponderous, imprecise combat. Despite these critiques, the game's unique approach to the Souls-like genre offers a fresh experience for seasoned players. Deathbound challenges you to master not just one character, but an entire ensemble, making every battle a test of adaptability and strategy. But if orchestrating a team of souls isn't daunting enough, wait until you face a world where every corner hides a new, unpredictable threat. Step into a universe where every journey is unique and every battle tests your limits. Remnant 2 elevates the looter-shooter genre by introducing procedurally generated worlds, ensuring that no two playthroughs are the same. The game's dynamic environments and challenging enemies demand adaptability and strategic planning. IGN praises it as a triumphant sequel that absolutely nails the concept of a co-op looter-shooter. GameSpot highlights that Remnant 2 builds on its predecessor to create a rewarding and unpredictable experience. However, some players have noted that the game's difficulty spikes can be intense, especially during solo play. Despite this, the game's rich lore, diverse weaponry, and cooperative gameplay make it a standout title in its genre. Remnant 2 doesn't just offer a game, it offers an ever-evolving challenge that keeps you on your toes from start to finish. Ready for more? Let's delve into a game where every death isn't just a setback, but a step towards mastery. Love it or hate it, Returnal broke a lot of players, not just from the difficulty, but from the sheer psychological madness of starting over and over again. But this doesn't mean it's not difficult, it is ruthless. Returnal plunges you into a relentless time loop on an alien planet, where every death resets your journey. The game's bullet-hell combat demands precision and adaptability, with enemies unleashing intricate attack patterns that test your reflexes. IGN describes it as a game that rewards you handsomely for playing well and for making smart choices, emphasizing its challenging yet rewarding nature. PCM Mag highlights its razor-sharp gameplay that is as rewarding as it is punishing. However, Eurogamer notes that it hides its best moments beneath repetition and frustration, suggesting that its difficulty may not appeal to everyone. Despite this, the game's atmospheric storytelling and immersive world design have been widely praised. Returnal is a masterclass in risk and reward, offering a punishing yet exhilarating experience for those willing to embrace its challenges. But if navigating a time loop isn't enough, let's explore a game that fuses ancient mythology with futuristic combat. What happens when Eastern mythology meets cyberpunk aesthetics? Nine Souls has the answer. Nine Souls is a 2D action platformer that combines Sekiro-inspired combat with a rich Taopunk world. Players control Yi, a vengeful warrior navigating a realm ruled by ancient alien beings. The game's deflection-based combat system requires precise timing, rewarding players who master its mechanics. PC Gamer lauds it as a masterful Metroidvania that builds on Sekiro-style combat and tells a great sci-fi story too. Lords of Gaming praises its gripping story, memorable characters, breathtaking art, and some of the best 2D combat. However, some reviews, like the one from Infinite Freetime, mention that the game's difficulty and lack of certain quality-of-life features, such as map markers, can be challenging. Despite these critiques, Nine Souls stands out for its unique blend of storytelling, art, and gameplay. Nine Souls offers a challenging yet rewarding journey through a beautifully crafted world, making it a must-play for fans of the genre. I bet you can't guess the next top 5 games, or maybe you are from one of those 1% players who actually conquered these games. Let community know if you guessed correctly, and I will shout out your comment in the next video. Ever felt like hope is just a fleeting illusion? Welcome to the relentless world of Darkest Dungeon 2. Darkest Dungeon 2 transforms the grueling dungeon crawl of its predecessor into a perilous road trip through a decaying world. Each journey is a desperate attempt to stave off the apocalypse, with your party's mental and physical health constantly teetering on the edge. The game's shift to 3D graphics enhances its haunting atmosphere, while the turn-based combat remains unforgiving. IGN praises its grim and merciless tactical strategy and notes its many layers of complexity. However, some players on Reddit express concerns about the gameplay loop, mentioning it wasn't as fun as the first and lacked character development unless a run was completed. Despite this, the Kingdom's DLC introduces new modes that add depth and replayability. Darkest Dungeon 2 is a relentless test of strategy and resilience, where every decision can lead to salvation or ruin. But if battling inner demons isn't daunting enough, let's venture into a world where penance is paid in blood and steel. Step into a world where faith and suffering intertwine, and every swing of your blade is a prayer for redemption. Blasphemous 2 continues the harrowing journey through Stodia, offering refined combat and a richly detailed world steeped in religious iconography. Players wield new weapons, each with unique abilities that enhance both combat and exploration. IGN describes it as an excellent Metroidvania and a marked improvement over the original. PCM Mag highlights its gripping action and haunting religious symbolism. However, some critics note that while the game excels in atmosphere, it doesn't significantly innovate within the genre. The Mea Culpa DLC adds new areas and challenges, though some players find the backtracking elements frustrating. Blasphemous 2 is a beautifully grotesque experience that challenges both your skills and your perceptions of faith. Ready to confront lies and unravel twisted truths? Let's delve into a tale where deception is both weapon and shield. Imagine Pinocchio, but instead of lying to grow a nose, you're lying to survive a blood-soaked nightmare. Lies of P takes the familiar Souls-like formula and injects it with a twisted fairy tale vibe, setting you loose in a crumbling Belle Epoque city overrun by monstrous puppets. Every swing, dodge, and parry demands precision. According to Games Radar, it's one of the most polished Souls-likes outside of From Software's own creations. Steam reviews often praise its tight combat and stunning visuals, but warn of a few uneven difficulty spikes that feel less fair and more frustrating. Critics from IGN highlight how the weapon customization system keeps the gameplay fresh, allowing you to mix and match blades and handles. However, some players feel the boss designs lean too heavily into cheap tricks rather than pure skill tests. Still, it's a brutal, beautiful grind for any Souls-like enthusiast. Lies of P challenges you to embrace deception not just in story, but in your playstyle, rewarding persistence and punishing hesitation. Now, if you think handling puppets was tough, wait until you strap yourself into a war machine and get absolutely demolished. Forget everything you know about mech games. Armored Core 6 throws you into a high-speed death dance, where hesitation equals annihilation. From Software brings their signature brutality to the mech genre, crafting a game where reflexes, build optimization, and sheer aggression are non-negotiable. Critics from Polygon call it an exhilarating, punishing, and deeply rewarding return to form. Steam players rave about the intense boss battles, especially how mid-mission builds can make or break success, something not seen much in past entries. However, PC Gamer mentions that the steep difficulty curve in the early missions could alienate newcomers. Still, once you adapt, the freedom of movement, depth of customization, and the sheer rush of mech combat deliver an unforgettable experience. Armored Core 6 isn't just a mech game. It's a brutal, high-octane battle for survival that demands mastery and rewards perfection. But we're not done yet. There's one last savage world waiting, where warriors rise and legends are forged in pure chaos. But we're not done yet. We've seen brutal bosses, cruel mechanics, but this one, our top one, the hardest game of all, is on a whole different level. It doesn't care how skilled you are. It exists to crush you. If you think you've played hard games before, get ready. The first Berserker, Kazan, will slap those memories out of you. Set in a dark, violent world, you play as Kazan, a fallen hero betrayed by the gods. This isn't your typical hack and slash. Every enemy feels like a boss fight, and even the air feels like it wants you dead. The combat is fast, bloody, and demands frame-perfect dodges with brutal punishment for mistakes. You're not just spamming attacks here. Stamina, positioning, weapon choice, every tiny decision matters. One wrong move, and you're either parried, countered, or flattened. Plus, Kazan himself isn't some overpowered machine. He bleeds, he suffers, and so will you. I tried brute forcing a mini-boss. 2 seconds later, my controller was in another zip code and Kazan was face down, eating dirt. Early impressions from hardcore players say it's pure brutality wrapped in gorgeous pain, and Steam reviews already call it Soulsborne on steroids. The first Berserker, Kazan, isn't just hard, it's rage fuel. It chews up casual players and spits out only the stubborn ones. And that's why it takes the throne as the #1 brutally difficult game you're definitely not ready for. Brutal bosses makes brutal games. And while working on this list, I realized the real pain lies in the fights. So I made something even crazier. The 15 hardest bosses in gaming history. Bosses which almost all gamers rage quit and only 1% players conquered. Or if you want to see more, here is the top 10 games playlist with curated super awesome games in our gaming history. Be sure to not miss out.